Rick,
Hey, good morning, Keith.
morning, morning. This one is going to be titled, When Are You Most Happy? As you know, as with the last podcast, why don't you lead us off?
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a very personal topic, isn't it? I mean, and I think everybody might have a different slice of the pie on that. For many people, most happy is winning something like an award, or having your kid win an award, and it may reflect on you or your family in a wonderful way, and those are great things. But when I think of what makes happiness part of the routine of life, part of something that we go for and actually grab in our personal life. It's not about awards, it's not about recognition, it's not about ego fulfillment. It's about feeling, in my mind, for me, a lightheartedness, an easy grace, a way of moving through the world that's without friction. That's when I'm most happy. I think if you couple that with the idea that there is nothing that can stop you except yourself, that is a powerful feeling. So when I travel, I feel most happy because I'm anonymous. I don't have a role to play. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anybody's dad. I'm not anybody's husband. I'm not anybody's friend. I'm totally anonymous. I'm reinventing myself on the road, and I can do whatever I want, however I want. And I can spend most of my time watching other people engaged in things that interest me, like loving behavior. I love to watch in an airport by myself, watching people come back after a trip and seeing their loved ones and holding their kids and picking them up and laughing. And sometimes there's a tear or two. Catching people doing something that's fantastic. That's fantastic to me. So those are a couple of examples of when I am most happy. And I guess I'd conclude by saying that in my experience, the ego thrill of an award or the ego thrill of making money or the ego thrill of a promotion is not really what has sustained happiness for me. It's the small little things in life that make me feel like I am alive. It's the experience of being alive. And those are a few things that I like to do.
Rick, I love that. I think for me, I'm most happy when I am not in the grip of my personal mind and my fickle heart. So, in other words, which comprises my psyche. When I'm not in the grip of that, man, I am just so aware of just the beauty and goodness around me. I'm aware of life unfolding, without judging it, not making it good, not making it bad. I'm just observing it. That's when I'm the most. It's almost like how sometimes people, I think, experience that when they're out in nature and
Mm.
not trying to get somewhere like I gotta hike this for a race or for fitness, but they're just out there. That's kind of how I feel, even when I'm not in nature, is I'm just observing and I'm not naming, not labeling, not characterizing, or I'm just observing it. That is really blissful for me because I'm pretty much free of thought. I'm free of thought.
Yes.
I'm most happy then. And when I am aware of thought, when the thoughts are about me observing people expressing love in the form of compassion, in the form of service to another person, like that makes me super, super happy, super happy. Um, I'm very fortunate that my life is kind of oriented around serving others. And so that is rewarding. It's really rewarding to be other oriented. And the benefit of that is that I'm not fixated on my personal self and what it wants and doesn't want and trying to serve it. It's literally I'm just serving other people. That is liberating. And then lastly, I think all of that, when I'm experiencing all of that, I'm most happy and I'm also peaceful inside,
Yeah.
super peaceful inside. I'm also happy when I become aware of my personal self making a mess of a situation and how and how easy it is. I'll give you an example. of the awareness of it. And I want to apologize to my friend about this too. I've been meaning to, but I haven't. But my commitment is to apologize today. This was a couple of weeks ago. I was going. One of my friends has a daughter had a game, a sports outing, and I was coming to watch the game. I was pretty tired physically. It was a long day at work, and I was coming to watch the game, and I was excited to watch the game. And when I got there, there was a lot of places to park, but I parked where near their car, so I thought I was okay where I parked. And then I went to walk on the school, this pretty big school of where I thought the field was, and people were telling me, asking people where to go, and they were telling me it's in this direction. So I couldn't find it, and she called me, and she was happy that I was coming to see her daughter play, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to come." I said, "I thought you said it was here." I mean, because little Keith is always looking to blame somebody for any kind of inconvenience, as if it's intentional. And I remember her coming to greet me, happy that I came to support her family. And I remember being little Keith being upset that I went 50 yards out of my way, the wrong way, and just how trivial that was, man. It wasn't 120 degrees out. I didn't have to walk 2 miles. Able-bodied. I could actually walk there. People were very people were very pleasant as they gave me directions on where they thought I should be going. And she walked up and she immediately apologized to me. And little Keith is giving her the cold shoulder,
Wow.
and wanting to be like, man, how could you not like give me the right directions? And why won't you like? I didn't say any of that, but I was aware of that going on inside. And it took me longer than I would have liked to pull myself together and really kind of connect and be engaged. But I am also happy when I am aware that that's going on. Even if I'm not able to pull myself out of it immediately, I'm aware. And then I'm also happy when I don't make it about the other person. I completely take ownership of it and I go and apologize for the behavior. And most of my friends don't even notice it, or they're like, hey, that was no big deal. But she's pretty in touch. When I bring it up, she'll know exactly what I'm pointing to. She won't make it a deal or a problem, but she'll know. She'll know. So I'm really most happy when I'm growing. I'm really
Mhm.
happy when I'm growing. And when I say growing, not in the pursuit of strengthening the lower self, but growing in respect to liberating myself from my lower self. In other words, becoming more conscious. So that's when I'm most happy when I'm conscious.
Oh, that's great, Keith. What a wonderful example, and how marvelous it is that you are going to talk to her today and straighten things out. That's another thing that I think happens when you're on this path, when you're doing the practice, is that you realize when you're off the mark how disconcerting that is to yourself, how untrue to yourself you feel once you've developed a foundation of doing the practice and you're really immersed in it. And I think it's a wonderful mark of humanity to be able to realize where you are and how you want to change and how you go about it and finding yourself off of that mark and putting yourself back on the path. I think that's a wonderful trait that humans have. And you have that in spades. And I just love hearing your examples. That's a wonderful teaching example. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Rick. I love you.
I love you, Keith. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.